How did these two Pokemon become fan favorites? Somehow a hairy nose and a slug that sounds like this are the most liked Pokemon in the fandom. But why? It sounds like the Pokemon fandom got a weird taste, and you know what? They do have a weird taste for Pokemon when these two are the most liked Pokemon. Well, not the most, but some of the most. But the fandom is really too big, so a lot like these ones. And others don't. Like me, I consider these two to be disgusting. But then again, this is Pokemon, and this Pokemon is one of my favorites. So I guess I shouldn't throw rocks at other houses when mine is made of glass. The Pokemon fandom is made up of many people who like Pokemon for different reasons. For example, Gen 1 purists grew with Pokemon and moved on a long time ago, but they stick around because they like to bully the kids and complain about how the games are no longer like how they used to be. Another type is those that like Pokemon because they are like animals. This one is mostly bug Pokemon fans, and these guys are the type to raise snails and make them crawl all over them and think, oh, so cute. And yes, it's these guys that like gastrodon, but I can't mention the different types of the fandom without mentioning the Pokemates, as I like to call them. You see, these guys love Pokemon very much, and when one of these guys like Pokemon a lot, they start to want to make babies with them. Except in this case, it's a human and a debatably sentient creatures that are not real. So, whether you are an old head that likes to bully the kids and complain about how everything was cooler when you were a kid, or a snail lover, or an animal lover, everyone in the fandom is equally a freak. But this diversity in the fandom only exists because the Pokemon franchise is 3 decades old and has many Pokemon with enough variety to invite as of a diverse as the Pokemon fandom is. I mean, you get bugs, dragons, gods, aliens, fish, horses, fairies, and much more. And in fact, a lot of these Pokemon got 2 elements since Pokemon X and Y. So with this in mind, why is Gastrodon out of all these Pokemon a stable fan favorite? Okay, let's see its lore first. Gastrodon is a Pokemon that got 2 forms in one region, and each form has its own unique color and future. Perhaps this is because, the region where it's from used to be a different place in the ancient times than it is today, and over time, this common ancestor got split into 2 groups, with each group evolving differently from the other one based on the environment and food consumed. Okay, so like I said, a lot of people who got into Pokemon also love animals, and a lot of these guys like snails, and Gastrodon is a colorful slug. Blue to be precise, the one that is most favorite. This is like playing a legendary Pokemon for these guys. Like who cares about all the cool legendaries and dragons when you can't catch a blue slug? And it has a cute cry too. Well, cute in the eyes of its fans, or I guess ears. But these snail lovers aren't the only fans of this Pokemon. You see, this slug is powerful, very much, and it can win against some very powerful foes and legendary Pokemon. Okay, so that's Gastrodon. What about Probopass and Nosepass? Like Gastrodon, let's look at its lore or dex. Probopass evolves from Nosepass, the nose-shaped Pokemon. It's a giant, powerful magnet, actually, and its evolution, Probopass, is the same, except Probopass can throw baby nose passes at the enemy and command them. Okay, that's interesting, but what's the appeal of a big nose, and especially a bigger, hairy nose? Honestly, I really can't fathom the love for this one. At best, probopass resembles a tribal old man that you encounter on the mountains of South Asia. Maybe this is the appeal of probopass, the old nice man appeal that everyone loves, which is funny considering that probopass is designed after the Easter Island statues, the Maui, but with a mustache. And hey, everyone likes a good mustache, so that gives it an extra point, I guess. Man, this fandom is really made up of freaks. But then again, although I cannot comprehend the appeal of this Pokemon, I can be confident that the love comes from a pretty innocent place, unlike some other Pokemon, where their appeal comes from a different place. Like, for example, Gyarados. Gyarados' appeals come from its epic water dragon design that gets kids and dragon fans excited. Well, Chandelure has a mystical gothic look that is appealing for fans who like mystery and mystical gothic aesthetics. Honchkrow got the same gothic appeal but mixed with the epicness of Gyarados in a bird. And finally, we can't talk about appeal and strange taste without bringing up Lobunny, the elephant in the room. This is a Pokemon that you will know what type of person its fan is by just its looks, but to be fair, Game Freak, you know exactly what you are doing. So this is I guess, trying to dissect the appeal of Gastrodon and probopass. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe and like the video. See you next video. Goodbye.